Hello, and welcome back to my channel. It is I, Elizabeth, back again today with another deck flip through. It was the Halloween season. It's spooky season. I can't resist. I had to get it. I also have another deck to go through, and depending on how fast this is, maybe I'll put it on the tail end. We'll get a 2-for-1, but I'm going to start with the Halloween Oracle. But before we get into that, don't remember if I said it, but my name's Elizabeth. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Whether you found me through Instagram or just sort of the algorithm, mindless clicking, whatever, welcome. I love to post pretty much any kind of tarot content, pick-a-cards, deck flip-throughs, and other kind of spiritual content I'll eventually expand into once I get a better little filming situation. As per usual, please excuse any screaming you hear in the background. It is likely my fiance playing video games or me screaming at my cat, who just has a knack for knowing when I'm doing delicate things with candles and cards. It's her favorite. But now let's just go ahead and get right started into this Oracle deck. I have been looking at this for forever. I just didn't get it because I was like, oh, well, I don't think it's going to be practical. It's just, Halloween. And I'm like, you a spooky bitch. Like, you're going to use this all the time. You're just going to get a lot of use out of it during spooky season. So this is the Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Beautiful, beautiful. Definitely right up my alley. It says, lifting the veil between worlds every night. Love it. It's a Blue Angel deck. I think this is my first Blue Angel deck, actually. So it's there. How many cards do we have in here? 36 cards. Okay, that is on the smaller side for Oracle decks as far as mine go. Usually mine are around 44, 46 cards, something like that. So it's really not that under. Just, noting it. The box is pretty nice. Let me see. Okay, ooh, comes with a little protective paper. Love me, useless embellishments. I'm kidding. Okay, guidebook, black and white. But that doesn't bother me. I do love the color guidebooks just because, how can you not? They're absolutely gorgeous. But let's see. This deck is dedicated to all those who still love to play on All Hallows Eve. Oh gosh. May the jack-o'-lanterns burn brightly for you. That's very sweet. Very sweet. Now, this deck was published in 2014, so it is by no means new, but it's definitely new to me. We do have a table of contents. It looks like everything is arranged alphabetically, so that's nice. It makes things a little easy. I know not every Oracle deck does that, especially because these cards are not numbered, so that will absolutely help. All right, what do we have? Trick or Treat, Truth or Dare. A little history about the scariest night of the year. Love that. Instructions on how to use it. Single card, 3-card. Oh, the jack-o'-lantern divination. That's cool. It says, it is a highly protective and illuminating spread. You will pull 6 cards. They look like the eyes, nose, and teeth of a scary jack-o'-lantern. What are we illuminating? Card 1, the heart of the issue or question. Card 2, the hidden issue. Card 3, the major obstacle. Card 4, the main fear. Card 5, solution. And card 6, what will happen if you engage the solution. Interesting. Okay. Ooh. And it also gives you a little dedication on how to dedicate your cards. I don't normally do that. I just usually cleanse them and meditate with them or put them next to my bed when I sleep. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get through. A lot of room in the box. Comes with the little sleeve. They are pretty glossy. They're definitely a little stuck together. So we get a little ASMR moment. Oh yeah, that good stuff. I'll go ahead and do this. Maybe. There we go. I'm very afraid because I've got that candle there and I'm like, oh, the last thing you need to do is light something on fire. Put my all away. All right, let's start. A is for ancestors, the love and legacy of our DNA. I like that. Dang it. I'm saying it again. The love and legacy of our DNA. Interesting. Apple. Risk and reward. Okay. Like that the bite is a heart, you know. Barmbrack. Ooh. Sweetness and synergy. Already gonna go to the book because I don't know what that is. I'm not ashamed to admit. Not quite a cake and not quite a bread. Barmbrack is a sweet loaf, larger than a typical bread loaf, baked with flour, sugar, salt, and dried fruits such as raisins. Okay, looks like it's an Irish tradition around this time of year. Okay. Black cat, fortune meets opportunity. I like the positive representation of the black cat deck, black cat card, excuse me, though I didn't anticipate anything else given that it was a Halloween oracle deck and a witchy kind of thing. We all know the truth about black cats. We have cauldron, trying to not get that ring light glare. Synergy and healing. Interesting shape cauldron, looks more like an urn or something like that. Interesting. I say that one a lot too. Interesting. Dawn. The light after the darkness. It's interesting that you see. I'm gonna have to get more vocabulary. I like to see that the owl is out at dawn when normally we associate owls with being a nighttime, a nocturnal. I was gonna say predator. That's true, but bird of prey. There we go. Death. I've seen quite a few death cards that look like this, and honestly, I don't get sick of it. I love moths. I love this particular moth. This says, what does it say? The eternal cycle begins here. I love this moth. I have a thing for moths. Eternal love. Love is love is love. Oh, why was that so hard? And it transcends physical death. That's beautiful. I like, if you can see, let me get that glare on it. Their hands are entwined in this little heart. Sweet, very sweet. I like that, you can't tell who is who. They didn't do that annoying thing where they like sex up one of the skeletons to make it feminine or put a hat on one of them to make it masculine. Right? Let me make sure I'm not a liar. Correct. Okay. Forgiveness. Reducing burden. And I like the description of forgiveness there, reducing burden. That's oftentimes what forgiveness is. It's not just, the act of forgiving someone who has wronged you or hurt you, something like that, but it is reducing the burden that you carry when you carry around that hurt. Ghost. Regret. This definitely makes sense because I think of oftentimes the saying about, ghosts often have like unfinished business, which would definitely be a form of regret. Cardstock feels nice, by the way. Not too thick, not too thin. It's definitely a glossy card, so I know some people love it, some people hate it. We'll see. For me, it's all about the shuffle. So we have graveyard. Unnecessary fear. Okay. Definitely a traditional fear of a lot of people going into graveyards or cemeteries. Hearth. Happiness in our hearts and homes. It's a unique dichotomy because when you hear the Halloween Oracle, you're definitely expecting more of a macabre appeal. And there are certainly, ghost, graveyard, black cat. But it is also very uplifting. A lot of positive cards. Again, yes, okay, it is an Oracle deck. Lots of times they're quite positive, but invisibility, authenticity. Yes, you are at your most authentic when you think you cannot be seen. Love that. I feel like these are going to shuffle very nicely. Jack-o'-lantern, protection. Joy, okay. Rejoicing in the present. I don't feel that her face is particularly joyful, but that's, I'm being nitpicky. I like that the shape of her is sort of emulating the shape of the The Leaf. That's cool. It's also a very fall colored deck. Lots of orange, lots of yellow, lots of red. Lady de los Muertos. Acceptance and equality. Yes, we all die in the end. I like that her skin has like a lace overlay pattern. Very cool. The lace fan. I'm a sucker for this aesthetic. I will admit it. I'm not even gonna pretend. The lamp. Remembrance. That feels very sweet. Lighting a lamp. Light your way home. Put a lamp in the window. Keeping the lights burning for you. Kind of bittersweet. Midnight, the most magical hour of all. Interesting. I'm not gonna say it again. Got the watch, of course or the clock. It's on midnight, of course. Mummy. Change. Let's see. Let's see why mummy is change. The ancient Egyptians took death very seriously. Death was not seen as many of us see it, a finality to be dreaded, but as just the beginning of a new life, and often eternal life in a better place, the afterlife. Okay, I can see how that would be reflected in the keyword of change. Okay. Stuck together. There we go. Night Song, Hidden Talents. I think that's a cardinal. Did anyone else have their parents tell them that seeing a cardinal was good luck? We had all sorts of like weird folklore, superstitions kind of things that like my family told me that no one else has any idea what I'm talking about. Owl. Wise seeing, wise action. Okay. I think that oftentimes we can forget that part of wisdom is not just seeing, but also putting that into practicality, into action. It's one thing to see something intuitively, to see something and know it, but we still sometimes do it anyway and hope for a different outcome. Scrying, intuition. Got a couple of different forms of intuition, of scrying here. We've got crystal. It's on the bottom. We've got bone for the bone divination. Crystal ball. Flames, if you count the, reading the flame as part of the intended message. Skeleton. Strength. Ooh, skull of darkness. Blind spots. My fiance and I are looking to get married next Halloween, and honestly, just looking at a lot of these cards, it's giving me decor vibes. Skull of flowers, creating through the ashes. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I like that we have sort of like a series going. You have skeleton, skull of darkness, skull of flowers, skull of light, illumination. They look all like the same skull too, because they've all got that hole, that puncture wound, possibly the same fracture on their head. We have another one, skull of stars, infinite possibilities. It's a beautiful card. Trying not to get the glare, excuse me while I make it go all over the place. Spider, community and web weaving, of course. I quite like spiders. I don't necessarily want to touch one, but trick or treat, mischief and play. Okay. Oh, beautiful. The underworld, where all things pause and begin again. The same skull, again. Instead of being sort of repetitive, I kind of like it. I kind of like the repetition. I kind of like the my brain just died. I like the symmetry. There it is. Of course, the pomegranate for the underworld, Persephone, Hades, that story. Beautiful. Do not, oh, and it's like if you look closely, that is a cave that the skull is in front of. Madam, I ask you, please, do not jump upon this table. I'm watching you. Vampire, emotional intelligence. Okay, oftentimes we hear, you know, energy vampire, emotional vampire, drawing on that intelligence to navigate the world, right? Ooh, I like this one a lot. The Veil, the future. That's just a beautiful card. You know, the veil over her eyes, their eyes. Werewolf, exploring wildness. Very cool. Is that lightning or trees? It's trees, but I like that it can be, if you look at it really quickly, it does look like it could be lightning crackling around them. And then we have winter. The sacredness of pausing. Okay. A lot of moon imagery in here as well, which does make sense oftentimes, you know. This is about lifting the veil between worlds every night. So we did have the dawn card though. Here it is. The witch. The earthly weaver of the worlds. And they did do a little, you know, homage, nod towards traditional green witchy skin. I like that. It's not too overdone. It's just a little tiny bit. Interesting. And then zombie control. That is also excellent. Not in the traditional form of like zombie beings under like a thrall, under someone's control. Very cool. All right, let's give these guys a shuffle. Okay, so these don't even need powdering, truth be told. They're pretty much the standard oracle size. Definitely just flipped one over. The lamp, remembrance. That be in case that was for any of you. Pretty decent normal size. Like I said, this is my first Blue Angel deck, I'm pretty sure. And now that I have one, I gotta say, I think I'm gonna go back and get some more. I do like the cardstock. I like the shape. I like the box because it's sturdy, but it's not too big. My biggest problem, because I do collect decks, is storage. Especially, there's Dawn. Especially because I don't really like to take I like to store most of my decks in the boxes, so it can start to get a little, you know, cumbersome as far as space goes. So, okay. Well, this is lovely, absolutely wonderful. It's definitely going to come in handy in some of the little Halloween-y readings I've got coming up. This is the card back because once again, I have neglected to show you. It's a little cutesy, not exactly what you'd expect from a deck with all that beautiful sort of morbid art. But I like that. It's interesting. Nope, it's unique. There it is. So I'm not going to say interesting. I'm trying to break myself of that habit. But that is the Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I like it. I think it's an interesting addition to the collection. If you are not someone who is into this aesthetic year-round, it's certainly something I feel that would be very wonderfully seasonally appropriate, even if you just get it to sort of, you know, appease clients. That was a pretty bad whiff. But that is the deck. They do look... I don't know if it is a completely reversible deck, but the pattern is different enough that I certainly wouldn't be able to tell up from down. So do with that what you will. It doesn't look like these are meant to be read in reverse, but I hope that that was helpful for anyone who was looking into this deck and hadn't yet decided whether or not to buy it. And honestly, I think I'm about to go film my Halloween tarot because I'm just in that kind of mood. So I would hope that you have a wonderful evening, wonderful morning, wonderful day, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you happen to find this video. And I will see you next time. Bye.